So first, the Oni fruit, which many people thought was just the Yeti mutation, turned out to actually be its own brand new fruit. As you can see in the image, it looks completely different and has its own unique design. It doesn't resemble any existing fruit in the game, which makes it very unlikely to be just a mutation. Because of that, this is most likely an entirely new fruit coming to the game, and its possible release date might actually not be this month of June. Just because it was leaked doesn't automatically mean it's coming in the very next update. We've already seen this happen many times before in Blox fruit. For example, the Divine Art fighting style was leaked years ago, shown by admins and developers multiple times, yet it still hasn't been publicly released in the game until now. So because of that, the Oni fruit could easily be something planned for future updates instead of the upcoming one. The developers, right? So basically, humans, there are no official leaks for the 4th Sea yet. However, I think we can actually consider this one a soft leak, and that's because it came directly from admin Uzoth. In this image right here, we can clearly see the entire map layout, showing the 1st Sea, 2nd Sea, and 3rd Sea. And what makes this interesting is how accurate everything looks. The positioning, the scale, and the structure all match what we already know about the current seas. But if you look closely on this side of the image, you'll notice something very important. There's a massive island, and when I say massive, I mean this thing is as big as multiple 1st Sea islands combined. This immediately raises questions because there is no existing sea event that is even close to this size. This island is way too big to be something like a raid zone or a temporary event. I mean, this thing literally looks like an entire sea by itself, and that's why I strongly believe this could be the 4th Sea. Another reason why this makes sense is the server limit. There are only 12 players per server, so creating an island this large just for an event wouldn't make sense at all. Events are meant to be fast, replayable, and compact, not something that takes up this much space on the map. Now, personally, I think if this really is the 4th Sea, it's going to be heavily inspired by Wano. We could see islands that are very close to each other, unique environments, and a more connected world compared to the older seas. Of course, it won't be a direct copy, since we already know Blox Fruits has been slowly drifting away from One Piece to avoid potential issues. But the inspiration could still be there. So now I want to know what you think. Do you believe this image is teasing the 4th Sea? Or do you think it's just a massive event island, even though honestly, that doesn't really make sense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Biomes, new locations, and possibly entirely new mechanics tied to this sea. When the update gets closer, I personally think we're going to receive a full cinematic trailer for the 4th Sea. Something long, detailed, and dramatic, showing every major island, the atmosphere, the scale, and maybe even some hidden features. If this really is the biggest update in Blox Fruit's history, then a long cinematic trailer would make perfect sense. So once again, if the 4th Sea is actually close to being finished, we could realistically see it drop within the next few months. But if it's still in heavy development, then we might be looking at another long wait, just like before. At this point, it's honestly impossible to say for sure. One thing is certain, though, even while we wait for the 4th Sea, we're not going to be left with nothing. We can still expect multiple major updates along the way, including Creation version 2 and other features we talked about earlier. So no matter what, Blox Fruits in 2026 is shaping up to be huge. Anyways, humans, that's pretty much it for today's 4th Sea video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on for more Blox Fruits updates, theories, and future leaks. Thank you so much for watching, humans, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.